Hi everyone, welcome to another lesson of Breakthrough Growth. So, why you should stop building core features immediately? So basically, because the motivations between the early adopters and the early majority are different. If you remember the first lesson, early adopters were more about moved by the product and the benefits of the product, while the early majority are skepticals and they are more risk averse and more focused on the costs of adopting the new solutions. So we have to do things differently. We need to focus on a low risk offering more than a core set of features that is increasing the benefits. So we need to surrender those core features with a set of different attributes. And the second reason is to avoid people copying, or to avoid. Here are plenty of founders whose solutions, whose SaaS have been copied during the last months. So how to fight fraud and copycats? The answer is the same than why you should stop building more core features is exactly the same answer. Features and technology are easy to copy, are not what the majority of the market cares about. It won't help you reduce the risk perception of your offering. It won't help you create moats and lasting advantage for your solution. And it won't help you accelerate the time to scale, which is what we want, right? So, by the way, what are core features? I'm going to tell you what are not core features, and then you'll understand. So, what to build to accelerate your time to scale with a killer offering? Let's have a look at it. And for that, we are going to use this recipe. It's called the LowRisk Recipe. It's like a playbook, and it's a framework and a trademark by Warren Scherzinger used during the past 30 years to help technology-based products to accelerate their time to scale. And with this recipe, you'll differentiate and stand out your offering. You reduce the risk perception of your offering. You will create moats and lasting advantage, and of course you will accelerate the time to scale. So we're going to see three different set of attributes. The first set of attributes are end user harmony attributes, and those are attributes you have to build in your offering to ensure our harmony of your product with the end user. So here is part of the playbook. These are the four first attributes. In the first column, you will see the description of the attribute. Second column, these stars mean how important are these different attributes for the early market, in this case, for the early adopters. And if we want to scale, is the third column, how important are these different attributes for the early majority. So you see that there is a huge gap in the stars, right? So first attribute is compatible and familiar. You need a solution that allows users to continue using existing systems and methods. Your offering should help them with that. Second attribute is you need a complete solution with support, offering a pre-configured solution, plug and play, something like that, with integrated ecosystem if needed, and comprehensive support. You need help them with a trial before commitment, and then you need to provide trusted channels by the end user. Examples, as examples, so regarding compatible and familiar, HubSpot has a super app partner program with more than 500 integrations, and most of, I can see that most of the different companies, corporations, small and medium business, all the systems that they use probably can easily integrate with HubSpot. And that will help for sure to acquire more customers and accelerate their time to scale. And then using standards like web or another kind of standards to develop your technology is something that the user already knows how to use. That will make it easier for them to reduce the adoption costs. Regarding complete solution with support, a great example is Webflow University providing a course library with free training, and then the support plans of Stripe. Trusted channels. Regarding trusted channels, the more local your sales channel, the better to sell, and the highest risk or the highest ticket your SaaS, the more local you need to be. So Webflow is building an enterprise partner ecosystem, and that allows them, if you see locations, to go local, and that's really important. That means trusted channels. And then regarding trial before commitment, I think everybody knows what does that mean. Just a quick tip about it. Freemium and the trial is not a pricing model. It's an acquisition strategy. It's a strategy to drive adoption, because we reduce the risk perception of our product, because they can the final customer can try it. The second set of attributes are market category cooperation attributes. These attributes indicate credibility and commitment with the market category you are in. These attributes are: first, standard and certifications. Adhere to industry standards that similar vendors work to support. The second is complementary products. This is not that much important to scale, but you can see that anyway it has 2 stars for the early majority. That means ensure that you have complementary products, tools, and services that are offered by familiar companies or your company, why not? Then sponsorships and partnerships. Recruit organized companies or organizations to support your innovation. And then last is IP and patents. Having IP and patents or another kind of solutions, if you are a SaaS, which is more difficult for a SaaS, IP and patents, another kind of solutions, and you are the creator of another solution, it would be great to have that messaging in the web page that you are the creator of something that has been built and has been the market leader during a lot of years, right? So some examples: standards and certifications. Here we have an example of Terminus, which is an account-based marketing SaaS with all their certifications. They are the market category leader, and they have certifications on that on the G2 webpage. So, and then they are SOC2 audited. Regarding complementary products, a great example if Stripe, they don't only have payments, but they have invoicing, billing, Connect, but then they have services like Stripe Atlas, Climate, Sigma, Radar, and so on. Regarding sponsorships and partnerships, the first one is Databricks. They have big partnerships with Microsoft, Amazon, and the big guys in the cloud, and this is helping them to reduce the risk perception and make them appeal as familiar for the final customer. And then we have the second example is Spark Loop, that right now has a kind of sponsorship partnership with ConvertKit. So they are both in the newsletter space, and that sponsorship in the same landing page of ConvertKit, I'm sure that it's driving plenty of customers to Spark Loop and reducing the risk perception. The third set of attributes are safety in number attributes, attributes that act as external safeguards for the risk-averse majority. First one, of course, having visible or word-of-mouth references. This is super important. This is not that important for early market. You see that they don't really need it, but to scale, it's really, really important to have word-of-mouth references or visible references. Community-based communication, that means enable the exchange of unbiased information through a user-controlled community. That's really important. Not a community controlled by you and your business, but the user is the one controlling that. Security and privacy attributes and universal maintenance and support, ensuring users that your technology will be supported in the future by independent vendors more than you. That's a great low risk or risk reductor in this case. So regarding visible or word of mouth references, Microsoft is a great example, and it's a great example with the references they have in their page, because you have filters by region. So the closer the references in industry and in region, geographical region, to your prospective customer, the better. That will make your prospective client think that you are really close to them, and that's what we need. In industry, in language, in region, all of that are great filters that you can have, and great references that will help you acquire your next customer, no matter where they are. Universal maintenance and support. These are the guys of Snowflake. They are building user group chapters, and they do provide support through these chapters. User support through these chapters is not official. I mean, it's official because it's promoted by Snowflake, but Snowflake is not involved in these group chapters. And then the guys of PTC, they are building a huge partner network to provide this kind of universal maintenance and support. Regarding security and privacy, a great example is how Snowflake communicates and has these kind of messages in their web page with all their certifications about security and privacy. And then regarding community-based communication, Notion is a great example because they are allowing and enabling plenty of communities that, by the way, they have in their official page, but they are not the ones actually managing those communities. And that's really important, because if we are managing those communities, the skeptical majority thinks that we are biasing the conversation. So we need unbiased communication between the customers. So community-based communication is the last of the attributes I wanted to show you today. Last and really important, so what can you do today to accelerate your time to scale? So once you have your core set of features to help your early customers do the job easier or better or cheaper than the competition, that means that you have all the core benefits that you can bring to the table and all the most important core features built. It's time to interview people, potentially in the early majority, and thought leaders in your product domain to understand, classify, and prioritize the concerns they have within the attributes of the low-risk recipe. So understand the risk perception of your offering, and then ideate solutions with your team to build your low-risk offering. And then, of course, you have this great playbook. You have the low-risk recipe to build your next big offering and accelerate the time to scale. Use it. Use it as a checklist for your research results. It will help you understand what to build to have a compelling low-risk offering, move beyond your early adopters, and accelerate the time to scale. That was it for today, and thank you. See you in the next lesson.